Ion quiz number 10 shouldn't be too terribly difficult. A couple of quick things to learn. First thing you'll notice is that if you have a carbon and a nitrogen together, CN, then those will produce the root cyan, just like the color. Cyan means CN. If you ever see a carbon and a nitrogen together, that's cyan. So here's a CN, cyan. Here's our carbon, nitrogen, cyan. Here's our carbon, nitrogen, cyan. This doesn't have a carbon, nitrogen, therefore no cyan. The first one you'll notice, though, is it has no other ion, other elements in it or anything, and so it's just a simple ion, and so we get cyanide, IDE, like we're often used to the negatives ending in IDE. However, whenever we put oxygen in it, just oxygen, that changes the ending to cyanate. So cyanide, CN, carbon, nitrogen, -1. Cyanate, carbon, nitrogen, but then you slap that oxygen in front of it. Charge remains -2. So cyanide, CN, -1, cyanate, OCN, -1. And then we get to these others that have the prefix thio in front of them, and they also both have sulfurs, so that is something you can remember, that sulfur, thio means sulfur, sulfur means thio, so here we have thiocyanate. So if thiocyanate, we don't have O anymore, we have this thio, this sulfur in front, SCN, and the charge remains the same. And then this last one, thiosulfate, it's a little tricky. There's just going to be some memorization here, because if you take a sulfate and add a thio, add a sulfur to it, that would in fact give you 2 S's, because sulfate is SO4, so thiosulf, that's sulf, that's right. Remember that thio means sulfur, so if you see thiosulfur, that means you have sulfur and sulfur, or in other words, 2 sulfurs. But this looks like it might be thiosulfite, because sulfite, as you already know, is SO3, but you have to just memorize that the ending is 8 in this case. And so there are your ions for week 10. Good luck.